What is up guys, and welcome back to my channel. On today's vlog we are going to be exploring the ancient city of Anuradhapura. We are standing in the birthplace of Buddhism in Sri Lanka. King Devanampiya was the king who was instrumental in bringing the sapling to the Bodhi tree, the one that Lord Buddha himself reached enlightenment underneath, to Sri Lanka from North India. It's amazing to see how many people come here dressed in white with lots of beautiful flowers and incense. They sit there and meditate, their chants. It's actually a very peaceful and wonderful sight. What you see behind me is the lower Maha. It was built by King Jitavana. Right now what remains of this beautiful structure is just 1,600 pillars, but in its heyday it was said to have been 9 stories tall and housed 100 cubicles. Originally said to have been a monastery for the monks, it also served as a university for monks coming from abroad to study Buddhism. The plans for such a grand construction was brought down from the heavens itself apparently. The majestic Ruan Vilasaya, also built by King Jitavana, because of its sheer proportions is sometimes referred to as the Maha. What's really special about Ruan Vilasaya is that it contains 2 quarts of Lord Buddha's relics, which are considered sacred by many Buddhists around the world. It is also the largest collection of Lord Buddha's relics anywhere in the world. Built by King Devanampiya, we have the Stupa Ramen. There is some debate whether this might have actually been the first stupa to be built in Sri Lanka. But what is not up to debate is the fact that it is definitely a special one because of the fact that it houses the right collarbone of Lord Buddha. So we are now at the Abhigiri Stupa. This was built by King Valagamba in the 1st century BC. It used to be a monastery that used to house 5,000 monks at the time. Within the premises you can also find the Samadhi statue, the moonstone, the guard stone and the twin ponds. Standing at over 245 feet high, it's not the largest stupa here, but it's definitely one of the most peaceful and quiet and less visited for some reason. I would highly urge all of you to come here in the evening, sit down, enjoy the sounds of nature and maybe even meditate a little bit. Behind me what you can see is known as the elephant pond. This is where the 5,000 monks from the Abhigiri monastery would bathe at. It's an impressive structure which is about 9 meters deep, has a filtration system and takes in water from the nearby tanks. Quite impressive, I would say. Welcome guys to our final destination of today. We are visiting the Jitavana Rame right now, which is the largest dagaba in Sri Lanka. In fact, it used to stand at 400 feet tall before its top was knocked off. And it used to be the largest structure in Southeast Asia. But it's still a marvelous structure, very awe-inspiring and it's very beautiful. We are now standing in the view of the Mirisavati Stupa, the Ruan Vilasaya Stupa as well as the Jitavana Rame Stupa. Right behind me here is the first reservoir ever to be built in this country, the Abhigiri. To Anuradhapura, reservoirs are of great, immense importance because in this dry, arid area, no civilization would have been able to thrive without it. Many Sri Lankan kings built many reservoirs and that's what made irrigation possible and life in the center of this island possible. So here we are giving thanks to the Abhigiri among many others for making life possible in the ancient city of Anuradhapura. If you enjoyed this short on Sri Lanka, make sure you check out the rest of our series on YouTube, Facebook and Instagram to discover the best of Sri Lanka with me.